Heart Lamp Selected Stories is written by Banu Mushtaq and translated from Kannada by Deepa Bhasthi. This was shortlisted for the International Booker Prize 2025. In 12 stories, author exquisitely captures the everyday lives of women and girls in Muslim communities in Karnataka, southern India. Exploring the lives of those often on the periphery of society, these vivid stories hold immense emotional, moral and socio-political weight. Published originally in the Kannada language between 1990 and 2023. All stories written with gentle humor, portrayed tensions between families and with community, spoke for the women's rights and protested all forms of gender, class, caste and religious oppression, exposing the rot within, corruption, oppression, injustice, violence. In Stone Slabs for Shaista Mahal, writer wrote, "From the concrete jungle, from the flamboyant apartment buildings stacked like matchboxes to the sky, from the smoke-spewing, horn-blaring vehicles that were always moving, day and night, as if constant movement was the only goal in life. Then from people with no love for one another, no mutual trust, no harmony, no smiles of recognition even. I had desperately wanted to be free from such a suffocating environment." Writer observes human nature with great details. Heart Lamp gives us the true great pleasures of reading. Solid storytelling, unforgettable characters, the sparky children, the audacious grandmothers, the buffoonish maulvis and thug brothers, the oft-hapless husbands, and the mothers above all, surviving their feelings at great cost. Vivid dialogue, tension simmering under the surface, and a surprise at each turn. In each story, one or the other woman understand and sympathize with other women in deeply patriarchal and religious society. In Fire Rain, educated women started speaking up, fight for their rights, as Jameela asks to his brother, "If you don't give me my legal share, I will have to get it through the courts." This is also a story about how politics plays around religious issues and how common people forget about their daily hardships around such issues. Societal change affects women the most, with their constantly shifting roles and expectations, and women everywhere will likely see themselves in the struggle and triumph of the women in these stories. All stories told by female perspective, in a decision of the heart, but here it was Yusuf without a home of his own. Both Mehboobi and Akila had houses. He, strangely, was stuck between them, running to his mother's lap when he was upset with his wife, and sliding up to Akila when he needed her. He had to find a solution. In Red Lungi, when a mother tries to get her son circumcised a second time so she can get more food, the desperation and the absurdity of the moment really stuck with us. In titular Heart Lamp, Mehrun's story is heartbreaking. Her parents not allowed her to continue the higher education and getting her married, and after 5 children, her husband left her. Her parents not in a position to do anything for her. Those who want to die don't walk around talking about it. But if you had any concern for this family's honor, then you would have done that instead of coming here. The house that your dholi goes to should be the house from which your dhola comes out. That is the life of a decent woman. Mehrun is told at her parental home when she seeks help. In high-heeled shoe, those who enjoyed modern lifestyle wants to preserve some traditional space, if possible, and those having traditional lifestyle wants to enjoy modern facilities. Material things had become priceless, and human beings worthless. Behind those material possessions, people's feelings were on sale. Things decided the relationships between small people with big shadows. Banu Mushtaq is a writer, journalist, activist, and lawyer from Karnataka. Mushtaq began writing within the progressive protest literary circles in southwestern India in the 1970s and 1980s. Critical of the caste and class system, the Bandaya Sahitya movement gave rise to influential Dalit and Muslim writers, of whom Mushtaq was one of the few women. Bandaya means dissent, rebellion, protest, resistance to authority, revolution and its adjacent ideas. Combine it with Sahitya meaning literature, and we get the name of short-lived but highly influential literary movement in the Kannada language in the 1970s and 80s. Bandaya Sahitya started as an act of protest against the hegemony of upper caste and mostly male-led writing that was then being published and celebrated. The movement urged women, Dalits and other social and religious minorities to tell stories from within their own lived experiences, and in the Kannada they spoke. Of the many Kannadas that exist, theirs was dismissed as folksy, in contrast to the prestige dialect from the Mysuru region that remains most used in popular culture. She is the author of 6 short story collections, a novel, an essay collection, and a poetry collection. She writes in Kannada and has won major awards for her literary works, including the Karnataka Sahitya Academy. Heart Lamp is the first book-length translation of her work into English, having been translated into Urdu, Hindi, Tamil, and Malayalam. One of the stories from Heart Lamp has been published in the Paris Review. On inspiration behind these stories, author said, "My stories are about women, how religion, society, and politics demand unquestioning obedience from them, and in doing so, inflict inhuman cruelty upon them, turning them into mere subordinates. The daily incidents reported in media and the personal experiences I have endured have been my inspiration. The pain, suffering, and helpless lives of these women creates a deep emotional response within me, compelling me to write." Enjoy the book. If you enjoyed the video, then please like and share this video. Do subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click the bell icon.